Yeah, I'm a distribution line technician for Pacific Gas and Electric Company, obviously on the electric side of the house. And our job is to maintain, troubleshoot, and operate electric distribution line control devices. And those are in the distribution world of our electric system.
Tell me about the kind of training you went through.
Yeah, so in PG&E personally, I've worn a couple of hats. I started out entry level as a meter reader, which is an awesome opportunity for anybody looking to get into the utility industry, to get that foot in the door. I was a meter reader for a couple years and then jumped into the operator in training program to be a grid operator. Which was a wonderful program recognized by the state. It is now a full apprenticeship with PG&E, but back in my days, dating myself, it was a formal training program. Very good program. Went through that, was an operator for about 7 years, and then I entered into the provisional journeyman program to become an electrician in substation. So went through that apprenticeship, became a journeyman recognized by the state as well through that program. And then a few years later got the opportunity to do what I'm doing now, which is a distribution line technician. And that today is a full training program that we bring journeyman level linemen and electricians through. And they do a hyper intense 3-month training qualification program. And because it's journeyman level to journeyman level, and we teach them the extra skills to interface with line control devices, which are more of our sophisticated automated grid equipment.
Great explanation. So tell me why you decided to come to this event today.
Yeah.
And you were voluntold.
Absolutely, yeah. Volunteered. You know, very happy and humbled by the opportunity. Actually, approached by Bob Gerstle and the IBEW 1245 union to represent for PG&E and utility workers alongside of SMUD and other utilities to really make a presence at our state capitol today and to demonstrate some of the technical things that we do, the hard, dangerous, life-threatening things that we do, the very super critical and intense, stressful things that we do with technology, and sort of bring all of that to the table to give, you know, the legislators, lobbyists, the powers that be, a full picture of what we do out here and how it's just not your basic entry-level job that any sort of person or profession can walk up and do. It really demands and requires that high-intensity level of training, apprenticeships, programs, and constant on-the-job training is what we call it, to really stay up on the growing technology of today.
And how has it been so far? How's it been received? Conversations you've had? What's your kind of impression of it?
Yeah, you know, so far, I think it's been a success. Nothing but smiles on people's faces. A lot of intrigue I've noticed today on both sides of the house. You got a lot of state workers coming up asking, what is it that you're doing here? What do you do? What is this gadget, that gadget? And why are we here? Why is it important to have a utility workers appreciation day? Things like that. So that's encouraging, but also there's a lot of questions on the other side of the house, us for them. Like, you know, why are you here? Why do you care that we're here? What are your objectives and next steps into, you know, helping recognize utility workers as those very important first responders in the public, like firemen and policemen and medical and stuff like that.
So my first name is Craig, C-R-A-I-G. My last name is Murk, M-U-R-K.
Awesome. Craig, can you describe, for someone who's never heard about an IBEW apprenticeship before, can you describe our outside line apprenticeship, what it looks like for new applicants, what the process is like, what you learned, just kind of a...
Well, now I work on the tree side,
okay,
so...
the tree line, yeah, do that one.
So I can talk about our tree program.
Yeah, do that.
In a couple of areas of the country, there are apprenticeships that are a couple of years in duration, but the vast majority of the company is contractors, direct hire from the general public, and people only get the training and certification that that company offers. And it can sometimes make for a confusing or unequal amount of training that you get. Depending on where you get hired and where you go, you get more training, you get less training. Some companies have a very strong training culture, other ones don't. In areas where they have a 2-year apprenticeship, you have a very strict set of guidelines and expectations that you have to meet to become a journeyman line clearance tree trimmer. So in the state of California, there's thousands of line clearance tree trimmers. There's lots of contractors and there's several very large utilities. There's been some very high profile incidents, accidents, fires, and so everybody recognizes the need for a single uniform measuring stick of what is a competent, qualified line clearance tree trimmer. So our program is a first step towards that.
So tell me, how do I apply and how long would it take me to complete the program?
So right now it's about an 18-month program. You would need to be working for a line clearance contractor, and they work for SoCal Edison, PG&E, SMUD, some of the other utilities in California, and then you would just contact us directly. We have a website at calnevjatctree.com. You can also look us up on the web, and then if you just contact CalNevJATC, they can direct you to the tree department. And it's a very fast entry. To become a lineman is very competitive. It's a longer process, but for us, it's an instant registration, and you can just immediately start working towards your certification.
And tell me, what would I be learning during my certification process?
You learn some fundamentals about electricity, volts, amps, ohms. You learn about how electricity is generated, how through the transmission and distribution system it gets to the end user, and you learn about how vegetation plays a critical role in sometimes, in other words, when trees and plants grow up too close to the lines, they cause fires, they cause outages, they cause blackouts. And so there has to be thousands of people who use bucket trucks, they climb, they use chainsaws to climb up next to the wires and trim the trees back to national and state specified clearances.
Big event. We've done some of these kind of demonstrations at our JATC facilities, but I think being here at the Capitol, being able to have these conversations with the...
Can you start your sentence?
You bet, you bet. Said, being here at the state Capitol in Sacramento, being able to do these demonstrations, show off the tools of our trade, meet with elected officials and really run through and show as many of them as possible right here at the Capitol makes a huge difference, because the events we do at the JATC training centers, we can't always get that many folks there. And so seeing today, elected officials up in bucket trucks, hands on hot sticks, seeing splices be made, it's pretty incredible to be able to go through all of that.
Yeah. So tell me, what do you think sets IBEW utility workers apart from the rest?
There's no doubt in my mind what sets utility workers in the IBEW apart is the skills and training. Some of these are highly dangerous and hazardous trades. It takes years and lots of hours in training and safety that we do through our training centers, and we're constantly evolving that as well too. Really, that is the difference to me, is the amount of training that they go through, whether that's through a JTC directly or with the utility partners that we have in the industry as well.
Tell me a little bit about the IBEW Code of Excellence.
So IBEW Code of Excellence is just, doing our part from labor and management, basically. From the labor side, it's more, we're going to show up on time, we're going to do quality work, we're going to be safe. From the management side, they're going to provide a safe work site and projects as well too. And then any issues, we're going to partner and have those conversations together and talk. And really, where we've rolled out the Code of Excellence program, we have the best relationships with our employer partners as well. And it really lets the membership know too that we talk about what our part in that is, and they get to hear management's side of that as well.
So tell me what you think would happen if we didn't have our apprenticeship training and we just had unapprenticed, untrained folks performing these jobs. What would it possibly look like?
Well, it'd be lots of accidents, and sadly it'd be lots of fatalities, because as I mentioned, these are some of the most dangerous and hazardous professions that OSHA brings out and mentions as part of their top 10. You have working with electricity, working with heights, line clearance, tree trimming and vegetation control, transportation. If you didn't have the training and the background that you did, that we're running employees through, you would see lots of accidents, you would see the public harm more, you'd see more events happening, and sadly, again, fatalities. And even with all the training we do, accidents still happen. And we're trying to ever evolve our training to stay state-of-the-art on everything we do.
All right, you ready to go? All right, here we go. Nice dog, though. I like that. All right, first I just want to say thank you, everybody, for being here. This is a great representation of 1245 and 47 on Utility Worker Appreciation Day. So the fact that you guys come out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, you leave your birthdays, you leave your kids' birthdays, you leave sporting events to keep the lights on and the gas flowing. So give yourself a big hand for that. Thanks for coming out. And we got people here today from companies all over California, from Southern California and 47 with Colin, their business manager, all the way through the valley. We got SMUD here local, PG&E here local, Santa Clara here local. So we're gonna have a whole list of speakers, but mostly this is about you guys, the work that you do. And the fact that we can put 200 people here so our elected officials can look at what we do, the demonstrations of our projects, the highly skilled and trained work that we do is absolutely vital. So hopefully we're going to get a bill passed to have a Utility Worker Appreciation Day soon, and that's going to be directly because of the work you guys did here today. So again, I want to thank you. So instead of you guys listen to me like you do on the Stewards Call all the time, I'm going to move on. So Senator Mike McGuire, Senate Pro Tem, a good friend of IBEW, is here with us. So thank you for coming. It's all you.
How the hell's everybody doing? Hey! It is so exciting. I think we need to give it up to one, the only. Let's give it up for Mr. Dean right here. Come on now, let me hear you loud and proud. Does an amazing job for 1245, the women and men who work so incredibly hard. And I just want to also say thank you to Senator Bradford, who is here today, our Chair of Utilities. My goodness, thank you so much, Mr. Chair. We have Senator Umberg here today, Chair of Judiciary. We are so grateful. We have Assembly members here today. Ms. Petrie Norris, round of applause, please. We have Assemblymember Calderon here today. Thank you so much as well. Thank you. We all want to come out to be able to say thank you so much for your incredible work, and I hope that you will agree with me, and let's be honest about it. Utility workers are first responders. Are you ready to go, ladies and gentlemen? Let me hear you. Look, you stand strong for our communities in our darkest of days, and you keep the lights on, the water flowing when it comes to our largest wildfires in American history. Who's out there on the front lines? Utility workers. You're there for us after earthquakes and during high wind events. And I want to tell you, what I saw during the Tubbs fire up in Northern California in Sonoma County, utility workers who lost their homes, stayed on the job to be able to turn the lights back on and rebuild the community they love to call home. And I want to say thank you so much because you put our community first, you rebuilt strong, and we need to say thank you to the utility workers of California in IBEW 1245 who is out there. Let me hear you loud and proud, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Hey, and you got some amazing speakers here today, but I just want to end it with this. I want to say thank you. Thank you for your tireless dedication. You put yourself in harm's way each and every day, and you do it for the betterment of our communities. Thank you for always having California's back, and thank you for having me out today. One more round of applause to Mr. Bob Dean. Come on now. Hey, thank you so much.
And real quick on that first responder issue, the fire department can't do their work till we do ours. So when you're behind the first responder, it makes you a first responder. So that being said, our next speaker is going to be Assemblymember Cody Petrie Norris, the chair of the Assembly Utilities and Energy Commission, and a good friend. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob, and good afternoon, everyone. I am Assemblywoman Cotty Petrie Norris. I represent the 73rd Assembly District in Orange County. I know we've got 1245 in the house. I think we've also got our friends 47, IBEW 47 in the house. Give it up. So I am here really just to say thank you. Thank you for putting your lives literally on the line each and every day to keep the lights on across the great state of California. It goes without saying that you are unsung heroes. And I know that sometimes it can seem like your sacrifices are not recognized, like the people of California just take it for granted. And that is why we're here today to say thank you. That is also why I am really proud to be authoring legislation that will designate tomorrow, March 14th, as Utility Worker Appreciation Day. So we're here to say thank you. Thank you for working around the clock and in hazardous conditions to ensure that we all have access to safe and reliable energy. Thank you for the steadfast commitment that you demonstrate in your work. Thank you for risking your lives and for leaving your families, sometimes for days or weeks at a time, to help restore power to your neighbors. We cannot keep California working without you. Without a doubt, you have one of the toughest jobs out there, and you are deserving of our recognition and our appreciation today, tomorrow, and each and every day. So thanks, everybody.
Sure. Hey, Colin Lavin with 47. Again, thank you to everybody that does your job. It's a nice day. That's sunny. We can showcase all of our skills. As you guys saw back there, we had our contractors, our utilities, and our training center. But again, thank you very much. And I want to introduce Dave Reeves, our IVP.
Hold
He's
on,
right here.
there might be a change of schedule. Where do you want to go? Okay. Oh, hey, sorry, change of schedule. So, a utility worker himself at one time for Southern California Edison, and a good friend of IBEW, Steve Bradford, Senate, oh my God, I'm gonna screw this up, sorry. Senate Chair of the Senate Energy.
It's not much to be said after Mike McGuire, but I too want to say thank you to the men and women of IBEW and the great diversity that you represent. You represent who we are as a state, but more importantly, the first line responders, as stated. As an individual who spent 12 years of my life working at Southern California Edison, I know firsthand that what you do each and every day. So I appreciate it. And had I known any better, I would have been an electrician instead of a politician, because y'all make way more money than we do, that's for sure. Yeah. Look at my paycheck, trust me. But no, I made tremendous friends. Like I say, I worked for Edison. I have DWP in my district, so I'm well acquainted with the men and women of Local 11 and Local 18, but more importantly, all that you do here today, that not only keep the lights on, but to make sure safety is paramount. And a lot of people don't understand it. We care about costs, but the number one thing is safety. Making sure that you guys are safe, but more importantly, the customer, when they turn that switch on, it works reliable for them. When they're in their backyards, the poles are there. So I want to say thank you on behalf of the California State Senate. As chair of the Utilities Commerce, I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
All right, our next speaker is going to be Senator Umberg, the chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Bob Dean, for your leadership. Colin, where's Colin? Colin Lavin, thank you. He's got leadership in his DNA. We knew his dad, Pat Lavin. Round of applause for Colin and for Pat. Yes. So let me say something as a follow-on to what Senator Bradford said. Not only do you make more, but you've got more job security. I'm a guy who's gotten myself unelected 3 times, so you got more job security. But hey, this is very timely that I'm here because my wife called a few hours ago. The power's out at our house, and I said I'm going to be here with these guys. So Orange County, North Orange County, if you're following, we could use, I bet we will, I bet it's back on already because of the folks of IBEW who care about us. Was said, you're the first responders. You're the folks that put your lives, your careers, your families sometimes on the line. And so we're just grateful. We're grateful for all you do. I'm grateful to one of my colleagues, Cotty Petrie Norris from the Assembly, for making sure that we recognize you and your brothers and sisters as a state. Thanks. See y'all.
Yes.
I want to go up in the bucket. That's why I'm here.
All right, hang on. So the dude from SMUD, who was Jonathan, who was running the bucket, why don't you take our esteemed guests over there and give him a ride. All right, now our next guest, former lineman out of Alaska, warrior for IBEW, our International Vice President, Dave Reeves.
Right, good afternoon, sisters and brothers, elected officials, utility partners, and guests. And it's great to hear from our elected officials here this morning. It's great for me to be here in Sacramento at your state capitol for your utility worker rally. And as we just heard, I'm looking forward to having an annual event where we're talking about a Utility Worker Appreciation Day. So thank you very much for all the work on our behalf and all the IBEW in California. So Dave Reeves, Vice President of the 9th District, journeyman lineman, card number D974132. It's great to see some of the tools of the trade here being used. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the elected officials go up in the bucket truck. I've been seeing them go up all day long. It's fantastic for them to get to experience that as well too. But I served my apprenticeship in Alaska, was a journeyman there in construction and utilities. Also worked down here in the lower 48 for a little bit. So I know what it's like to work day in and day out through storms, to have those long periods of time when you don't get to go home, to work in the worst weather and all kind of difficult terrain. So again, thank you for all that you do. And you all know your utility systems better than anybody. And you know how to safely and efficiently restore power after any climate or emergency event. And you are truly the power and gas professionals in this trade. So I just want to thank you for everything you do. And it takes years of specialized training to work in our utility classifications. So again, it's great seeing the demonstration that we have on the Capitol steps. You know, we talked about this. We do these same kind of events at our JTC training centers, but I think here at the Capitol, being able to roll as many people as we have in and out of that's been fantastic. And it shows what we have to do to keep the power on and our electrical grid operational, as well as our gas distribution and transmission systems working. So you hear a lot about reliability and how good that is now. And it's so good that when you flip that switch or turn the knob for your gas appliances, you don't even think about how that happens and all the work and maintenance that goes into keeping that on all the time. So thank you for everything that you're doing. And our utility workers, you know, have been on the front line also of climate and wildfire challenges. And they're not only essential workers who were there through the COVID-19 pandemic, but they're emergency responders, as was mentioned, who are many times first on scene with police and fire to make areas safe. And so I can't stress enough the ongoing training and skill development it takes to perform the jobs that you all do. Some of which fall in the OSHA top 10 most hazardous professions that include working with electricity, working at heights, line clearance tree trimming and vegetation control, and transportation. Our utility workers are also in the field deploying advanced technology like weather stations and cameras to help prevent and respond quicker to wildfires. These ever-evolving union-backed training programs provided by the IBEW have equipped our members with the knowledge and necessary skills to navigate their work safely and effectively. One such example is the transformation of the line clearance tree trimming profession, once characterized by perilous conditions and meager wages, into a beacon of excellence and opportunity. Through legislative and organizing actions, such as Senate Bill 247 right here in California, chartered into law in 2019, we have championed prevailing wages and standardized training programs, significantly elevating industry standards and fostering family-sustaining careers. This remarkable transition stands as a testament to the power of collective action and the enduring values of solidarity and advocacy. Today, you get to show off some of the equipment we use and demonstrate the skills that you have been trained here on in the Capitol as you talk with these elected officials and members of the public about all you do in the utility industry. Our workforce includes the classifications of customer service representatives, power plant and gas control operators, line clearance tree trimmers and vegetation control workers, engineers, gas technicians, and linemen, just to name a few. And I would be remiss not to mention all the women that work in our utility industry during Women's History Month. The IBEW is working hard to bring more women and minorities into our ranks by building our membership and our utility workforce to be as diverse as the communities we serve. In short, California utility workers are the pillars of the electrical grid and gas network, and this skilled and trained workforce is meeting all challenges as our energy needs grow and transition. In closing, and so everyone here at the Capitol hears us loud and clear, I want you all to yell, "California utility workers," after I ask you the next few questions. Who do we depend on to keep the power and gas on?
California utility workers!
When storms come and knock down power lines, who puts their lives at risk for our families left in the dark?
California utility workers!
And who sacrifices time with their families to maintain our grid and build out power and gas infrastructure for our hospitals, schools, and homes?
California utility workers!
Thank you for everything you do and for being here today. I look forward to spending the day at the Capitol with you. Thank you. Thank you.
So real quick before you go to the next speaker, I want to recognize a good friend of IBEW, Senator Tony Atkins. Give her a hand. And Assemblyman Cotty. Conley. Step forward. Raise your hand. Let's give him a hand.
Also, we have a very good friend, Assembly member, and next mayor of Sacramento, Kevin McCarty. And a really, really good friend, Assembly member Miguel Santiago from Los Angeles.
All right, then I also want to acknowledge one more time Local 47 in Collin. For those of you who don't know, the state is split between two locals, 1245 and 47, for construction line and for the JATC. So thanks again for Collin and all the work we're doing together. We currently have 750 indentured apprentices, and our goal is to get to 1,000. So we're building the next generation of line workers through our JATC. So thank you, Collin. All right. So our next speaker is going to be the Chief Operating Officer of PG&E, Sumit Singh.
Good afternoon, team, and just such a sincere privilege being part of the IBEW family here and enjoying the day with all of you. And I also want to extend my sincere appreciation to the top leadership of the state of California that's out here celebrating with us together. So thank you. Give them a round of applause as well for your support and your appreciation. And I just want to add on my sincere appreciation when I think about our IBEW utility workers, the unwavering commitment you have to ensure we're delivering safe, reliable, clean energy to the 16 million friends, families, and neighbors that we have the privilege to serve every single day. You're the heartbeat of PG&E, and we would not be who we are without you, your hard work, your blood, sweat, equity, and tears that you put in, and the sacrifice that you make, and the sacrifices of your family. Not only am I proud of the work that you do in face of challenging conditions, sometimes treacherous conditions when we talk about emergency response, but you're also helping upgrade the infrastructure and the energy transition that we're all facing. And not just from a climate resiliency perspective with the wildfire mitigation, but climate adaptation. When I think about the bold goals that we have and the state has for clean energy, it's the only way we're going to get there is through your work and the heartbeat and the engine that makes the company go and the California utilities go and the energy system. So thank you from the bottom of our heart. Sincere appreciation for what you do every single day. You're putting your lives on the line every single day, and our job is to make sure we can do whatever we can that you are safe, so you go home to your family and your loved ones in the same condition you showed up to work in. So we appreciate you. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, our next speaker is another good friend of IBEW and very local, the general manager of SMUD, Paul Lau.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Bob. Well, before I start, I want to make sure that all of you give yourself a big round of applause. So it's really quite an honor and a privilege to be here to be celebrating Utilities Appreciation Day for the California workers. So I've been actually a local. I've been working for SMUD for 42 years, and I can say that I think our relationship with IBEW has never been better or stronger. So I want to give Bob Dean and his all staff, Hunter, Dylan, Lou, a big round of applause. So, working with IBEW, I cannot believe really the commitment and the leadership that they have, not just to every single one of the members, but really to the community that they serve. So just last week, IBEW and SMUD launched a pilot program that we went around to all the under-resourced communities and actually told them what a great job a line worker is. And then give them scholarships to come to a 4-week training to actually teach them how to climb, teach them about electricity, and really more importantly, show them how important it is for them to interact with linemen who are so proud of the trade that they're doing. So then they were there for the last 4 weeks, 5:30 a.m. in the morning, working with those 30 cohorts, and I can tell you the excitement that they have learning about the trades. So big thank you to IBEW. So hopefully, this program is so successful that IBEW will be rolling this out not only in the Sacramento region, but also for the state and nationwide. So Bob, thank you so much for your leadership. Now what it is that you heard one of the senators talk about earlier that there's a assembly resolution making March 14th the Utility Workers Appreciation Day, and SMUD certainly we're fully supportive of it, and we actually wrote a letter for support to the legislature. But I think more importantly, I'm hoping this is going to be a yearly event that we can actually showcase the great work that you do to the community. So I was telling Bob earlier, so hopefully next year we would actually have students from junior high school, high schools, and the community to actually come and look at the great things that they do and actually ride on the bucket truck, which I think is really cool. I think Senator Bradford is going to ride on it. But I think from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say, you heard all the speakers earlier about all the sacrifices that you do to keep the lights on. You're the first one actually out there during the crazy storm that we had last year and the year before. You're here during the crazy heat wave that we had and the wildfire that California has. You're definitely the true heroes. And I cannot tell you thank you enough from the bottom of my heart, because I've been there when you guys were out there battling and restoring power when the wind is blowing 73 miles per hour. So please, again, give yourself a big round of applause. So in closing, I think I just want to say the utilities workers, really you guys are the heroes that built the power grid of the past. And you're maintaining and continue to build the power grid of the present. But more importantly, you guys are going to be the heroes to build the power grid of the future, which our future generation is going to so appreciate. So again, thank you so much for being here today, and I hope I see all of you here next year on March 14th. Thank you.
All right, our next speaker, Heather Rivard, Senior Vice President of Transmission and Distribution for Edison.
Thanks, Bob. Good afternoon, everyone. It's such an honor and a privilege to be here today, representing and standing alongside all of you. I have been in the utility industry for 30 years now, and so during those 30 years, I've had the opportunity to work with hundreds, thousands of utility workers and watch the utility workers set aside their lives and all of their family events and put aside everything just to power our lives and to power the economy, to power the grid of the past as well as the grid of the future that was just referenced. And I think that the job itself is often underappreciated. It's the unsung heroes, the unsung first responders. I've also had the unfortunate opportunity to be alongside families who have lost members of their family that were serving in our trades with the utility workers. And I think it's important that we remember those folks on days like today and every day forward as this bill passes. So I just want to thank you again for everything that you've done. I want to thank also the IBEW for everything that they do to keep the trade going and to continue the pride in the trade and the pride in the work that all of you do every day. And special shout out to my brothers and sisters from Local 47. Thanks for allowing me to join you here today. And look forward to the bill passing tomorrow and being here every year to help celebrate. Thank you very much.
And then, you know, we've had so many members come out today, but I want to also introduce and thank the wonderful Assembly Member Mia Bonta from Alameda County, who's here.
So again, thank you all for coming here today. And for a lot of you, all the people in the blue shirts, many of the people in the blue shirts come here a lot and do this a lot. But there are a ton of people here, especially our linemen and welders that are doing the demonstrations that have never been here before. It's important for people to see the work that you do too. It's most probably important they see the work that you guys are doing. So whether you're in the back over there hiding or in the back over here, thanks for coming. We appreciate it. And again, this is all about the work that you guys do. So March 14th, we'll try to do it every year. Thanks again. Bye.